Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 16th of April. I'm James Spann. Warm, muggy so far, at least the time of this update. Not too many storms today. And again, we're watching potential for severe weather at the end of the week, early Friday morning. These are some of the Skycam shots around the network this afternoon. We'll start with the view coming from Tuscaloosa. Kind of a summer-looking sky, hazy with a field of cumulus clouds there. Very similar sky coming from Inverness. That's looking southeast from the top of the Wingate Inn. And down to the south, that's our Dallas County Skycam in Selma, overlooking the Alabama River and the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Big trough in the west. It is cold and snowy underneath that thing. And, of course, we are warm and summery here. Temperatures this afternoon, look at the mid-80s in Tuscaloosa and Montgomery. Both those cities at 85, Birmingham 81. The same for Gadsden, Anniston 80. We should be warmer than this tomorrow. But look at the cold air back in that trough. It's snowing out there in parts of Wyoming and northern Colorado. They are at or below freezing. Winter storm warnings up for that region as the snow continues to fall. We'll check the SPC outlooks. This is the convective outlook for today. And again, the northern third of Alabama is in the standard slight risk for severe weather for the rest of this afternoon and this evening. It seems like warm air aloft, a cap, an inversion is kind of keeping us quiet at the moment. Also, severe weather risks for a couple of spots off to the north and west. There's a look at the instability. This is the surface-based CAPE, and it's very unstable. We've got surface-based CAPE values in excess of 2,000 joules per kilogram across parts of Alabama. But again, warmer air aloft is kind of keeping a lid on things. But if the cap can break, we could see a few strong storms, maybe severe storms during the evening hours. So we'll watch radar trends carefully, but those will die down once the sun goes down, if they do break out. Now, tomorrow, this could be a big day. We've got the moderate risk again for a pretty good chunk of Oklahoma. Stretches down toward Wichita Falls and up toward Wichita, Kansas, and Joplin, Missouri. Surrounding that, a slight risk from Chicago down into the Texas Hill Country. And the bigger numbers, of course, are in that moderate risk area. It'll be a day where all modes of severe weather are possible, including the chance of a few long-track tornadoes in there. So that'll be one to watch for our friends in the southern plains. Day 3, Thursday. The standard risk, slight risk all the way from Houston to near Detroit. Some of the cities there, Memphis, Little Rock. In fact, let's look at the enhancement, the 30% zone. Some of the cities in that higher risk would be Little Rock and Memphis and Shreveport, Vicksburg, Cape Girardeau, and Springfield, Illinois. And surrounding that, the smaller percentages down to the western Gulf and up toward Detroit. And again, on day 4, Friday, there is no risk identified at this point. They could introduce a slight risk later, as no doubt a pretty sharp line of storms will pass through here early Friday morning, but questions remain at this point, so for now they have not mentioned it in the day 4 outlook. Here's the rain for the next 5 days. This carries us through Sunday morning at 7 o'clock, about 1 inch here. Bigger numbers up north near Chicago and Grand Rapids. All right, model fans, let's take a look. This is the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid at 1 o'clock. Local time tomorrow afternoon at 500 millibars, big trough in the west. We've got ridging here. And again, there's your classic setup. This is the projected surface chart at 7 o'clock Central Time tomorrow evening. 992 millibar low on the Texas and Oklahoma border in the Panhandle region. A warm front extending from that, coming through Kansas, and a very unstable, volatile air mass over Oklahoma and north and central Texas. And that's where severe weather could be a very real possibility with some significant tornadoes in that zone. This is coming off the SREF, the Short Range Ensemble forecast from the Storm Prediction Center, and this is the chance of the significant tornado parameter exceeding 3, and the numbers are at 90% from Oklahoma City and Tulsa down through Dallas-Fort Worth. So, again, that can give you a pretty good idea of the bullseye there. And, again, that's valid tomorrow evening at 03 Z. That's 10 o'clock Central Time. Tomorrow night. Could be very active at that point. All right, Thursday. This is Thursday, 1 o'clock Central Time. Surface low is near Kansas City with a trailing front. And let me just say this, tomorrow we could see a few scattered storms, but Thursday, I don't think we see any rain. Now, we'll have warmer air aloft, the cap, a ridge, And I think that will be a dry and kind of a windy day. The pressure gradient tightens up. We'll stay in the 80s, a pretty good south wind, maybe 12 to 25 miles an hour. But the active weather Thursday stays west of the state. Now, Friday morning, 7 a.m. Central Time. Trough axis approaching. Looks a little sharper on this run. Down below that, we got a very deep surface low, 988 millibars, but it's way north of here over Michigan. You can see a force band of thunderstorms on the front. Passing through Alabama. The timing really no change. We'll still say that the main risk about 3 until 11 a.m. They probably enter west and northwest Alabama around 3 o'clock in the morning. They exit the state by 11 o'clock Friday morning. That's the timing. The wind feels very strong. This is the wind profile at 850 millibars. The winds are howling, the low-level jet, 60 to 70 knots through North Alabama. And that's the reason we think there could be some strong, maybe damaging straight-line winds with this. And we note the instability values are coming up a little bit. This is valid at 7 a.m. Friday. The GFS has instability values now over 1,000 joules, almost up to Birmingham. So, again, models often struggle with the instability forecast in advance, and that is certainly sufficient for some severe weather. And the shear value numbers are higher north of here. So again, while there could be an isolated tornado, we think the main threat would be from strong, maybe damaging straight-line winds. And again, the timeline, 3 until 11 a.m. Friday. By midday Friday, the rain should be gone. We turn cooler Friday. The high, maybe upper 60s. And then Saturday, as we start the weekend, a beautiful day. We'll start the day down in the low 40s, and some of the colder pockets could see mid to upper 30s. Just maybe a touch of light frost somewhere, but don't think that'll be a big problem. The high Saturday should be in the upper 60s. Sunday, another beautiful day, bright and sunny. We'll start the day in the 40s. We should reach the low 70s Sunday afternoon. So a really nice, comfortable weekend, cool mornings, comfortable afternoons. Fantastic. Monday of next week, we stay dry. We stay in the 70s. And Tuesday, pretty good trough approaching from the west. Down below that, there's a surface low that's just east of St. Louis with showers and storms off to the west. And then finally, Wednesday morning of next week, the cold front comes through. And again, the surface low is pretty far north of here, so there might be a band of strong storms. But if that happens to be correct, wouldn't expect a really super major severe weather event. We'll check the end of the forecast. How about May 2nd? Storms north of here, and if that's right, that will be kind of warm with showers nearby. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes on the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you can, watch us on ABC 3340 News on the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.
Hey, this is Ross with my partner Bob. We have a show called Worldview Matters.
And Ross, as you know, we believe that everything in life is somehow related to how people view the world around them.
Our show is available on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Also available on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.